We're getting closer and closer to the summer, and that means things are heating up for the Georgia Bulldogs on the recruiting trail. They're off to a fast start in the 23 class, 8 current commitments. 5 of them are on offense. I'm going to talk about those guys in a minute, but this video is breaking down Georgia's top targets on offense and where they go moving forward. Like I said, they have 5 guys committed on offense, 2 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends, and a wide receiver. They're going to keep loading up there. But of course, the first guy I want to talk about is Arch Manning, right? #1 player in the entire country. Everyone knows all about this kid, what his uncles did in the NFL, what his grandfather did in the NFL. And again, he's a 5-star quarterback, gunslinger, can run, can move. He checks all the boxes. And I think Georgia right now is in his top 2, along with Texas. Ole Miss was in the mix a little bit due to his family's past. Of course, Alabama was recruiting him. I don't think the Mannings would ever let him go to Alabama, but he's been to Athens a number of times. He was there for a home game at night against South Carolina last year, so he knows what a home experience is like in Sanford Stadium. Texas is going to do whatever they can to get him, but right now, I think Georgia's in a good spot. So at quarterback, Kirby goes after the best every single year. He's trying to get a 5-star quarterback. Arch Manning is that guy. He is that target right now. I think Georgia sits in a pretty good spot with a decision, I think, coming maybe in the next month or two. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Of course, at running back, Justice Haynes was a Blessed Trinity. He's now at Buford High School, the best running back in the state of Georgia, probably the past 2 years. Georgia legacy, of course, his father played for the Bulldogs and Mark Richt in the late 90s, early 2000s. And he's the real deal. He can run. He can run through you, run by you. He's got vision. He's got burst, acceleration, everything you look for in a running back. He has it. He's a 2-sport star, a big-time pitcher, baseball player on the team, but he's going to be running behind a big-time Buford offensive line. I think Georgia is the team to beat there. And he told me in the past, hey, if I commit to Georgia, I'm the only guy they're going to take. That's what they've told me. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on. He'll be in Athens for his official visit that first weekend of June. And that's good because I think Georgia's other 2 running back targets are trending elsewhere at this time. Reuben Owens, a superstar running back from the Houston area. Georgia's been recruiting him for a long, long time. I believe since he was in 8th grade. He's been on Georgia's radar, has a really good relationship with Georgia, has been to Athens a number of times. But I think Texas A&M, Oklahoma, there's a few teams out in the Midwest that I think are sitting in a better spot than Georgia right now, but I would not rule out Georgia just yet because he has known the staff for a very long time and built that relationship with Del McGee, so wouldn't rule Georgia out. Richard Young, another big-time 5-star running back in my eyes from Florida. I think he's training Alabama's way, but he is another powerful runner who's got plenty of speed. So I think overall, nationally, this is a very good group of running backs, but at the end of the day, I think Georgia would be okay just getting Justice Haynes, the in-state back, now at Buford, who can really do it all. And I think Georgia leads for him, and it would be an excellent pickup. Now, at tight end, they've got 2 on board, right? Pierce Sperling, one of the best pass-catching tight ends in America. Long, athletic, 6'6", is really going to help in the passing game. He's another Brock Bowers, Oscar Delp type who's going to catch the football and make plays in the passing game. And then Lawson Lucky, who I think is going to catch more passes this year as a senior with Norcross, an excellent blocker as well. So Todd Hartley has 2 on board, but they're also recruiting Deuce Robinson, the #1 tight end in America. He's from Arizona, out in the Phoenix area, I believe. He was on campus that first weekend of April, sat at the Georgia baseball game with Kirby Smart. That shows you how much, they want to get this kid on board. So I would never expect them to take 3 tight ends in a class, but the way Georgia is playing multiple tight ends and, how successful they are on offense when they have more tight ends out there, who knows, maybe they try to bring in a 3rd, and that would probably be the best tight end recruiting class of all time if they were to land all 3 of those guys. So Deuce Robinson, even though they have 2 committed already, he is a tight end to watch in my opinion. Wide receiver, there's a lot of guys. Brian Mclendon, one of the best recruiters in America, knows the Florida area well, recruits that area well, and he's going down to Florida to get some guys. He already has 1 on board in Raymond Cottrell, solid 4-star. He's also after Hakeem Williams, another 6'3", 190-pound, big possession receiver who can also run from Fort Lauderdale. Jalen Hale, big-time wide receiver from Texas, one of the best playmakers in Texas. He's going to be in Athens for an official visit in mid-June. Definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Tyler Williams from Lakeland, Florida, another guy who I think Georgia is, has some momentum for. He's another big possession receiver who is one of the fastest rising prospects in Florida, in my opinion. I think that could be a Georgia-Clemson battle there. Jaylen Brown, a five-star receiver from Miami. I've been told that he is still high on Georgia, even though the in-state, local Miami Hurricanes, I think, are the team to beat there. But I've had multiple people close to him tell me that, hey, Georgia is, still a real, option right now. A lot of people aren't thinking that, but I do think that he has a lot of interest in Georgia. We'll see if he takes an official visit. Anthony Evans, big-time track star from Texas, former Arkansas commitment. I think Georgia might be the team trending for him. They're one of his biggest offers. They're looking for speed. He brings it, can probably also help in the return game as well. So if Georgia continues to push for him, I think he's a 3-star right now, but he's got 5-star speed. And I think if Georgia continues to push for him, that they could be the team to beat there as well. He backed off his Arkansas commitment when Georgia, I feel like, started to push. So that tells you, where he is at and where his interest is in Georgia. Rico Flores Jr., 4-star out of California. He was in Athens recently. I think there's some serious interest there. If they continue to push for him, it wouldn't surprise me to see him go from California to Athens. So a lot of people think that Georgia is one of the teams trending for him. I've been told that he also is very high on Georgia. So there's a lot of receivers still in the mix here. They took a solid group in last year's class, but they need to reload. They want guys with size and speed, and there's a lot of guys who bring that to the table that I think Brian Mclendon is in a good position for, especially in Florida. So whatever you can expect from this class, just know that Brian Mclendon is going to bring in some dogs at wide receiver. That's just what he does every year. Offensive line, they've got 2 on board. Offensive tackle Bo Hewley from Langston Hughes in the Atlanta area. Right guard Mclendon, a big, strong, powerful interior, probably an offensive guard at the next level. He's currently committed to Georgia, but don't be surprised if he backs off that at some point and starts giving Alabama a really serious look as well. So overall, nationally, I don't think it's a great group of offensive line in the 23 class, but watch guys like TJ Shanahan, one of the best in Texas, another big, nasty interior guy. He was in Athens a couple weeks ago, I believe, probably 3 weeks ago at this point, but he likes Georgia more than I think people believe at the moment. Madden Sanker, state champion wrestler, 2-time state champion wrestler, I believe, out of South Paulding, an in-state kid, one of the best center prospects in America. He's one to keep an eye on. Connor Liu, another under the radar, center from a national standpoint. He's at Kennesaw Mountain. He's one to know. Sham Umarov at Denmark High School in Alpharetta. He has Georgia in his top 4. LSU, Tennessee, and Michigan State round out that top 4. But he's a guy who has a strong relationship with Stacy Searles, Georgia's new offensive line coach. So he's one to watch as well. So lots of guys still out there. If you want the latest, make sure you're on DAWGSTRUCTION. I can only say so much on these YouTube videos, but we're hearing a good bit. I think it's going to be a massive month of June and a big summer overall for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs on the recruiting trail. Guys, thanks for watching this video as always. Stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on DAWGSTRUCTION.